Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from Astrolada.com. And it's very rare for me to introduce you to a new astrologer, a new healer, because I very carefully select the people I want to work with. I watch them, communicate with them for a year or two before I partner. And this is one of those rare, usually one or two people per year only, new ones I introduce. And I want to introduce you a very special soul. I felt like almost like a soul sister. Her name is Nadia. She is not only an astrologist, she is a healer, but she doesn't just use astrology, it's beyond that. She's psychic medium as well. And she works with the constellations and direct knowledge from much higher vibrations. I was amazed by the reading that Nadia did for me. It spoke straight to my soul and spirit, to my mission in life, towards you know, it's beyond the mundane of this life, beyond the distractions of, family and whatnot. It spoke to the soul. What are my biggest challenges? What is my mission? Which virtues to develop, and so on. So I really am happy to introduce to you Nadia. Hello, Nadia.
Hello, Lada. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so much looking forward to be with you here. And it's exactly the same for you. I felt we are soul sisters.
Thank you. We
Yeah,
come from a similar spiritual background with the same teacher, being Saduno, the Western esoteric Christian tradition. And maybe because he also introduced astrology again to the West more than 100 years ago, that was, even before the English group, 100 years ago, Being Saduno said astrology is coming back, is the age of Aquarius. It will be the tool of the future. It was not for it was kind of forbidden in the after the Middle Ages, but it's coming back, and that was became my school of thought, my not just the astrology, but the spiritual Christian esoteric tradition. And yeah, can you not only use astrology, you use the actual constellations, don't you? You because it
exactly.
Yes, can you share a little bit with us about because it's beyond the seven planets. It's I know that the
Mhm.
seven planets and the tropical zodiac signs that Western astrology focuses a lot on. It's a lot more about the mundane. The color of your car can be seen by that. What kind of boyfriend or girlfriend you're gonna have, and such kind of more mundane things. And but the constellations are much deeper. It's about your soul purpose, about your spirit purpose. Can you tell us a little bit about the difference?
So, yeah, I'm into this teaching, and it's thanks to Ben Saduno that I went beyond the astrological focus we have usually. And because he says you have to learn about the stars, and meaning also, knowing where Venus is, where Jupiter is, where Saturn is when we see them. And in these mountains, everything is so pure that it's very nice, and you recognize them very well in the skies. But afterwards also, it's a very nice anecdote because people go for the sunrise before the sun is actually rising, and they sit on a prayer rock, it's called, and they gaze into the dawn, and it's a beautiful dawn with the colors coming out of the dark. And I was waiting for the sun rising, and I saw people, and at a certain moment they stood up and they greeted some thing, and I thought, but the sun is rising here and they are looking there and they're greeting something. What is happening? And when I asked, they were greeting the rising Sirius.
The Star
And
Series.
yes,
Yes,
and
that
that caught my interest. And so I studied a lot, and I have some friends, they explained me and introduced me to the science of the fixed stars
Mhm.
and what do they represent. And in this teaching, what is very important is divine love,
Mhm.
divine wisdom, and divine will. And connecting to this, you can realize your divine purpose as a human being on earth. And so divine love is connected to Sirius, and divine will is connected to the Big Dipper and the Big Bear. And divine wisdom is connected to the Pleiades, and to, yeah, also innocent child joy and intelligence. And I was so enthusiastic about that yeah, I put some pieces together also because the main symbol of the brotherhood is the pentagram, the 5-pointed star. And so Bensaduno related it also, every edge of the star, to a particular astrological degree. So I started experimenting with that. And for me, it's like, astrology is the surface of the ocean. And sometimes you have big waves, and you have a nice little breeze on the water. And the fixed stars are deep down. They are fixed. They don't move. And it's really the divine parents from way beyond who shine their love and their wisdom towards their children, and we are part of this family, and they are always there, and it's never changing, it's eternal. And this gives it gives a faith and trust and safety that is needed at this time, I think.
Yes, and they align to the high principles of divine wisdom, divine truth, virtues. And it's funny how you connect, it's very deep. You connected the 5-pointed stars and each of the virtues to your chart. And you can say, looking at someone's chart, on what path of what virtues are you on? And you told me I'm coming from the path of justice, but it's a feminine tradition connected to the star Sirius, which is a motherly energy. And that the most important thing for me was to, in this incarnation and the many incarnations ahead, hopefully, is to connect with this feminine energy, which has always been very hard for me. I've been always like more masculine, and it's about self-care first, self-love first, and it's been very eye-opening, and I think it can speak straight deep to the soul of many people. And another thing that I really love that you do is you can dowse, and you can dowse the time of birth of someone. This is what basically, if someone doesn't know their time of birth, is say there's no hospital records, or they're not sure, their mom says between 2 and 3 in the afternoon, dowsing can find to the exact minute. And I haven't done it with you, but years ago, I was in prayer, and back then I didn't know if people, I was just starting to do astrology, and I was like, I didn't know if people would have access to their birth time. Thankfully, in America, the birth time is written for most people, but not everywhere else in Europe and other countries. But I was very upset, and I was praying, and information came in front of me about dowsing the time of birth. So I found the dowser, and I checked my mom's time of birth without telling the dowser, and she doused it to the minute, and I was floored. So this is this is something, if anyone is interested, it's a very affordable service that Nadia does. I'll put the link below. If you're not certain about your time of birth, or if you want it to the precise minute, or even if you just don't know if it's morning, is it afternoon. So that's another wonderful service, except of the healing and the spiritual reading that of the fixed stars, of the actual constellations in the chart that Nadia focuses on. But now you have prepared for us to talk a little bit about a very dear topic to us. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, yes, the very dear topic to everyone that is a little bit interested in soul enlightenment is New Earth. And we are totally in the middle of it, because we had all these stars and planets, and being in this cosmic gap between Pisces and Aries now. And so the slow planets are jumping over, and the new stars or more ancient stars coming back, because the veil is torn, and a new light, a new quality of light is arriving now. So everyone is woken up, even people who are not interested in anything about these topics feel something. And that's so important now, because we are actually at a quantum moment for humanity. And more we hear about this word matrix and getting out of the matrix. And we learn that we can create reality with our thoughts. And everything, and I see it in my readings, and when people come for a healing session with me, that you can experience with your thoughts going towards a more positive result in your life, or a more negative result. And it's up to us. And all the spiritual teachings always speak about the power of thoughts and the power of coming together and to create some results together. So it's very important now that everyone is aware that even if everything outside in the world now is seeming chaotic or so, we can be an important game changer for humanity, only by our thoughts and meditating and thinking about light and healing ourselves and taking care of our heart and feeling well and feeling happy. We make the difference, and we go towards this new earth. And all the traditions speak about this era, Aquarius era of love and harmony for humanity. And now we are at the threshold, and everything is possible, because quantum teaching now, that is also ancient teaching, tells us all the potentials are here. And the attention of the observer calls to our reality something that we are just keeping on thinking. So it's very, very important. And that's my topic for today, because my sole purpose is really to connect with joy and with harmony and with love, and communicating that everything is possible, and the best also, even if we see the worst.
So if I was born 500 years ago, and I really focused my thought, and I was like born peasant's daughter, whatever. And I'm like, I want to be a princess or whatever. I want to be an actress. It didn't have the same power to manifest as the current times, like 500 years ago, because we've always had
No.
thought the same kind of, we've always had thoughts. We've been thinking similar for the last few hundred years. I mean, thinking changes, but you're saying that there's the quality of our thought has changed, or the quality of reality? What is it that's making power so powerful ability to manifest nowadays compared to before?
Everything has changed, and we don't even realize it yet. Yeah, so 500 years ago, we were still now, our whole galaxy is in the Orion arm of the Milky Way. Is something quite outside of the galactic center. Maybe I can show it to you. We are our universe, everything outside of all the universes in the cosmos are evolving and moving and changing. The Hinduists, they speak of the Kali Yuga, and apparently we are coming out of this. And it's all, we can see it as a cosmic divine breath, expiring and inspiring. So there is devolution and there is evolution. And now our everything in our universe and solar system is coming out of something of dark edges in this cosmic organization that is so beyond everything we can even imagine. But the quality of light is refined, and the veil is pierced. And if you imagine that 500 years ago we had layers and layers and layers of astral and mental fog of humanity, now everything has been torn, and this fantastic divine quality of not only our sunlight, but spiritual suns beyond our understanding is reaching us. And so everything is easier.
Bien Saduno, our teacher, he used to say, he said for a few thousand years, the whole solar system was passing, you're talking about that, through like a cosmic cloud, a very heavy spiritual energy, a very heavy, dense energy. Instead, we're just coming out of it. And you're talking about the spiritual light of the other solar system, the other suns as well, that are starting
Yes,
to go to it. But they're trying to dim the sun now. Are they going to be
they
successful?
are.
Because
They are.
obviously they are high-level occultists that rule the whole world that we're not aware of. If me and you, normal seekers, have found this, that the sun's light is responsible for the change of consciousness of humans and the rise of consciousness, well, someone who doesn't want humans to be too aware would say, let's dim it as much as we can. So the process is more gradual, so we can control it. They cannot stop it, but they'll try to control it, I guess. But do you think they'll manage to do that, or?
But that's a very, their goal and their point of view is very material, actually, of course. And that's a known fact for ages. There are some dark brothers and there are some light brothers. And it's like, you know, in every family, you have some brothers that are fighting for power. And yeah, they are very well aware of all this, what is happening, and their means to dim the sun, for instance. But that's why it's very, and we are starting quite dark times for humanity. But these dark times in the outside world is just the old world that is crumbling. And we see it, for instance, Saturn being in Pisces and dissolving the old world, and then Neptune coming from Pisces to Aries now, and Saturn is following also. These are new laws arriving, because everything that is not solid grounded in light and in the virtues and in the soul qualities that are divine is crumbling and dissolving. And actually, we don't need to do anything else than to concentrate on the inner suns, because what is great is to find the correspondence. And what Ben Saduno says also is that you can communicate with all these celestial beings. You can ask them. We said, oh, I pray to God, but it's such a great organized cosmos, and you have a lot of helpers. And if you know whom you are going to connect with, they will give you a very clear help and answer. So, and this is everything happening inside, because in our microcosm, in our organism, in our cells, and in our neurons in the brain, we have centers that are directly connecting to the spiritual quality of every celestial being, let's say. And so the sun can be dimmed in the outside, but in the inside, through the heart, and through our brain and the right brain centers, we can have the best connection we need.
As long as our nervous system, because obviously what you explain is that there is a correspondence in the nervous system, in the brain of every single star in space. So Spica or Sirius or Aldebaran, there is centers in the brain, so there's the whole universe in your own brain. But one of the big things they're pushing us always disorganizing the exactly this nervous systems of humanity with poisons for the last hundred of years, and what kind of pharmaceutical and chemical influences. So, like you said at the beginning, you can create this new earth not by changing the whole world, but by taking care of yourself first, which sounds a bit selfish, but like you make sure that you're harmonious emotionally, physically well to do. I think it's a job in its own nowadays, trying to keep kind of normal, almost normal functioning body, to be selective of the foods you eat, of the, that you don't dysregulate your immune system and the nervous system by overstimulation with EMFs and different foods and whatnot. But again, you're saying no matter what they do, if you have this inner center and connection, you are connected to all the universe through your own brain, through your own centers in the mind.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And if you look at some pictures, not of the planets and the stars in the cosmos, but all the satellites around the Earth, it's so polluted, and that's all electrical energy that is not the cosmic electrical energy that we were used to, we inhabitants of the Earth, as well as the plants, the Earth as a living planet, the animals, the waters, but all this electrical pollution that is now sent around. And yes, exactly, we have to be very careful, and more than ever careful. But at the same time, I think really when COVID times came, something lit up in my soul. And I thought, yes, that moment, it was like our exam, and our souls coming from all over the place. Maybe you are totally Andromeda, for instance. I'm more Arcturus. Andromeda, it's the divine order, and it holds really the cosmic harmony and the justice also. And Arcturus will be more the certain new light bringer and healing, but past ages and karmic healing also, things like this. But we all we signed up to be here now, to pass this exam, because everything we know for ages, we can apply it now. It's like these games the young people are playing online. We have a lot of different possibilities now, and what are we going to obtain as a result? How will be this new Earth? Is it the one we are dreaming of? And maybe we are dreamers of, as I told, justice and harmony, and everyone living together, loving, and no wars, and everything is peaceful and all that, or something else. But it's up to us, and we have the opportunity now also to remember how powerful we are, and that we got a lot of mental conditionment, and that is limiting very much our thoughts. And we are exposed to a lot of informations that could trigger some fears in us. But we have the tools to uplift our emotions also. And when we know the direction our soul wants to go, and the readings I do goes in this direction, we are more focused on that, and we are more rooted in our origins. And it's really reconnecting matter with spirit, and knowing that matter can be changed by the power of spirit. And we are helped beyond our understanding now.
And I know you work a lot with affirmations. Is it enough to
Mhm.
keep repeating something? And it comes back to what you started, that the mind is way more powerful now than it's ever been to manifest. So it's you think, have you seen results by people just repeating the same
Mhm.
affirmation over and over, how they align to their deeper truth or change something huge in a way in their life?
Oh yes, I'm the first example. Everything I teach and everything I transmit my clients is something I could see on myself. And I was in a victim mode at the beginning of my life, and I was always complaining about everything, but I didn't see how to get out of it. And yeah, meditating, it was always, I have been taught, like first I got the information because from my childhood I see and perceive things and get some information. So suddenly Saint Germain came into my awareness. A book fell. I was in a library, I wanted to take a book, another book fell, and the pages opened, and it was the page by Alice Bailey about Saint Germain. So I started to look for them, and I found them. And it's been now nearly 30 years. Every day I say some affirmations. It's always said, when you are ready, the master arrives. And laughing with joy, a physical joy, and a soul joy, and a heart joy, and everything was uplifted. It was like an electrical current, shaking like this and laughing.
You were
And
tripping out with excitement.
yeah,
And
yeah, exactly. And these, when you do these affirmations, connecting to a star or connecting to a master, you you have the result in yourself, because all the cells are going to be excited, and it's like inside your body, it's like a champagne bubbles. And so you literally feel that you change your frequency. And I have a very potent mind in positive and negative. And giving an affirmation to your mind is like giving a bone to a dog. And the dog is chewing on the bone and chewing on the bone, and is very busy with that. And being busy with that, you forget everything else. So for me, it was forgetting all the victim thoughts, all the negative thoughts, all the fear about what could happen if blah blah blah. And from yeah, from victim, I 20 years later, I am a healer. Actually, I stepped into what was my soul frequency, but I was afraid of shining this light. And that gave me the path to come back to this. And now I'm so thankful to everyone who I crossed on my journey, that I'm so happy to giving it back to everyone who wants.
I can also testify to affirmations. I only started affirmations a year ago, and I've never felt more positive. Exactly like you say, instead of the moment I start thinking negative thoughts or berating myself or being hard on myself, I just substitute it even with some of the affirmations that you gave me. And
Mm.
I've never been more positive and happy, and the quality of my life overall improved so much. And suddenly, instead of being stuck in negative thoughts, I'm interested in the world. I want to learn new things. I'm not dragged down by this heavy energy. And it's fascinating. Before you even knew me or anything, you looked at the chart, you gave me one of the most important affirmations, and you said, I'm source incarnate, because you said you have problem with the physicality, being in the physical, and that's always been my issue. I don't feel comfortable in my body. I don't, it hurts me. It's like I feel it too much. I don't want to feel my body. And you were like, one of your biggest lessons now is to accept and to love this body. And I always try to mortify it in any way I could. So I've been repeating this one. I'm source incarnate, to accept the physical and to that it's still divine inside. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's very powerful energy. But now a quick question before we end up. because you're also a psychic medium and you're an astrologer at the same time, the coming configurations of Saturn conjunct Neptune, sextile Pluto, sextile Uranus, all three outer planets in perfect, harmonious alignment. And me and other astrologers try to look back 2,000, 3,000 years ago. We never saw them in bisextile, which is one of the most harmonious. We saw them maybe in oppositions, in squares, sextile, and a square, sextile. We saw them in aspects, the three of them, the three outer planets, which are divine wisdom, truth, and will, as we know from being Sadhana. But we never saw them in this perfect shape, and this is like a roof,
Yeah,
protected.
yeah, it is.
And they're
It
stuck
is.
like that in that shape till 2028, even
Mhm.
2029. What is your feeling as an astrologer and as a psychic medium and as a person that works with energy and with the divine? What is your feeling about that? Should we be afraid or should we be excited? Collectively, individually, for the world? What should we expect, more positive things or more horrible things? How do you feel?
Yeah, that's what I was telling before about the quantum quality of reality now. And actually, it's according your frequency. So we can be both afraid and excited about all that. And it's really now, I'm not such a good connoisseur of the Bible, but it will be done according to your frequency, I would say. But there is a quote in the Bible, it's something like this. And it's really, if I'm expecting the worst, I will be given the worst, because the new nature of our reality is a multiple nature of the reality. And so I think we are going to be needing this aspect very much to hold on to it, because we are going, humanity until 2028 will be going through tough times.
Oh,
But at the same time, it's purifying everything that is our personal human being nature, to connect with our divine human being, and connecting to the quality of our soul and spirit, because we are so much more. And apparently our bodies have already started to change. We don't know it, but our nervous system, it's at the level of the laws of nature, cosmic laws of nature. Everything that can't withstand the new frequencies is eliminating. So there are, yeah, it's terrible to say like this, but waves of persons departing Earth,
cool.
only because the physical body, they didn't take care of it enough to withstand the new frequencies coming from much higher. So everything in the body is imploding or exploding, or created by illnesses and things like this on the material level. Then at the emotional level, if we have well-balanced nervous system, we can deal with our emotions at another level than if we are in the lower emotional patterns. And this now, the energies are so quick that it's more difficult, let's say, than people who heard from a long time, you have to do something about your emotions, you have to do something to balance your mental levels and things like this. Now everything is very quick, and there will be some waves also, about the solar eruptions and storms and things like this. These are creating some energetical waves that are quite powerful for human beings. But according to, everything is going very quick. So if you get it now, and you do something about how you eat, about how you exercise, because Ben Saduno says our soul needs a very healthy body to incarnate. Teresa Davila said the same, and other saints and gurus the same. We are here, we are the bridges between the cosmos and the earth, and this earth needs our uplifting her energy to ascend also. So everything is happening at the same time, and this divine triangle, we can even see it on the dollars, on the dollar notes, gives us this stability.
It's the
And
most
we have to hold.
stabilizing shape. Yes, the triangle. It's the most stable. You're so correct, because in the last 4 or 5 years, even doctors are saying before a cancer will develop over 7, 10, 20 years, now within weeks. Alzheimer's, dementia, a lot of health conditions that took a lifetime to develop now develop within weeks. And so it's showing not just with the positive, but with the negative. But you said, like, if we start taking care of our health, say, start eating more mindfully, more food that is with lighter density, that is closer to nature, that is not like deprived life. So, and anyway, and maybe move and breathe deeper, the results of the healing will be much faster as well. Is that what
Yes,
you also feel?
yes, and yes, and also it's like a lightning. It's really like a physical lightning. For instance, I was in a desperate love situation some years ago, and I was outside sleeping outside. It was full moon, everything was beautiful, and I was a mess. And I talked to the stars, saying, "Help me, help me," and I got like it really a ray detached from the star, striking my third eye, and I got the whole information. And it was let go, let go of the situation. But it was a physical answer, and all my body was changed. And if you go into, I'm a passionate follower of Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, and he says the same. And you have so many testimonials of people who, after a week of meditation with retreat with him or at home, it's very easy. You meditate for 1 hour twice a day, and you get rid of some cancers. And the medical world doesn't know how they do it, and it's everything.
I have a friend who goes to all his retreats, which are every month, and she witnesses there's always 7, 8,000 people, and at least a few that recover on the spot from incurable diseases. So it's instantaneous. I even see it with my work now. Before, it used to take me, say, 10 hours to do something. Now with AI, it takes me 10 minutes. So everything speeding up, and it's from the simple material work that we do to the very spiritual, the speed at which we can heal, the speed at which we can also fall, depending where our
Yes.
energies are aligned.
Yeah, exactly. So the only place we can be rooted is in our heart, and connecting to, there is a sun inside the earth, and there is a sun, we know it, that is the door that is opening to the other suns. And if we align in this light, we can stay stable in any situation, in any outside situation. And so if you know where you come from, which star you can ask for guidance and help and stability, and if you know what is the divine plan for you, everything is much clearer. And even if outside it seems desperate, you know where you are going to. And maybe I know you have to leave soon. I wanted to give you an affirmation about divine will and connecting to the Big Dipper in the Big Bear constellation, that is connected to divine will, because we need it really now. we need this guidance of our divine cosmic parents, to know, where am I going? What is my mission here? Whom should I be with? And things like this, but at a deeper soul level. And I prepared a very nice affirmation about that. It's inspired by an affirmation given by Sandra Walter, who is ascension teacher now for humanity. And she says, I welcome divine will to empower my journey. Divine will is now flowing and acting through my heart and through my presence in these realms. It's very comforting and it's very freeing, because it's really, as a child of cosmos, relating to my origins, I know that I'm totally faithful in what divine will wants for me. Mm-hmm. And saying this, I have the impression, at least, but I see the results also, that everything I try, if it works, I know it's divine will. For relationships, for work, for health, I try it. If it's okay, if it's manifesting better in my life, that was divine will. If it's disappearing and it doesn't bring any result, it wasn't divine will. And it's very easy, actually.
So instead of ramming your head at the wall and trying to break a wall, it's like, this is not the divine will for me.
Mm-hmm, exactly. But maybe it's also not the divine timing. So it's disappearing momentaneously from your life, but to reappear when it's the right moment. We never know, and we don't need to know. When we order something online, we just click on the button of the things we like, and we trust, and we know it's going to arrive.
Yes.
And everything is organized beyond the scenes. Yes. And with divine will, it's the same. We have so many helpers in the star realms. For instance, every star of the Big Dipper is there to help us manifest our life mission. We just have to ask. They are waiting. When is she going to ask? What are we doing? Oh, she's still losing her time with this person. Oh, she's so desperate in this work. Why isn't she asking? Because that's the different also.
Maybe sorry, it can be a good remedy to have the Big Dipper in your office, or to connect with divine will, to align your will with divine will. Again, just like a simple reminder.
Yes, for instance, also I have it with some small crystals, I designed the form of the Big Dipper with the 7 stars on my altar. And so I'm connected also in the material realm with the Big Dipper. But you can do it also. Everything is so playful in the spiritual and cosmic worlds. And so you can imagine, like children who are jumping from one thing they have drawn on the floor to another. There is this game. You can imagine that you step on the stars and you try to feel the energy. And also, but not only with the Big Dipper or Sirius, you can do it if you have a bad aspect with Mars or any other planet of your astrological chart. Start a conversation with Venus. I'm fed up with all my relationships. These men are terrible. What can I do? And you get and you get the answer, or you ask me and I give you the answer.
Wonderful. No, this very kind of humanizing, almost those palpable, ineffable energies of the stars. Talk to them, like, connect with them on a daily level. This is beautiful, simple suggestion. And if you'd like Nadia to talk to you, to them for you on your behalf, or to help you explain the mystery to you, I'll put the link below. With her services, she offers this beautiful spiritual reading that I told you about that shows your soul needs on a very deep level. Or also she offers dowsing, which is using like a crystal with for answers, but for your birth time, for example, if you're interested. And thank you so much, Nadia. I hope you connect with the right spirits that will appreciate and will benefit as possible, the most from your amazing talent. Thank you for giving us hope and looking forward to connect with you again.
Yeah, thank you, Lada. It was great connecting with you and looking forward to connect with everyone. Beautiful souls that will connect with me.
Thank you. Bye bye.